Bob Medley, County Controller. We're here for the purpose of the annual retirement board meeting. We could, with approval of the board, we could just do that as one motion, and going forward into the new year, I would recommend that what we do is approve the minutes of the prior meeting when we get to the next quarterly meeting or scheduled meeting.
Also move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we have one blanket motion for those meetings, minutes. Any question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, the next motion would be to approve the interest rate payable in 2017. The rate for 2016 was 4.5, and I would recommend with the Fed raising interest rates, we keep the interest rate at the same of 4.5 for the coming year.
Make a motion to maintain the interest at 4.5.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to keep the rate the same. Any question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
The next motion would be to approve the class for the retirement system for 2017. The class of 16 was the 180th class, and I would recommend we continue that, because if we do change the class to another class, that would mean we would have to increase the 7% required to 9% required. So I recommend we keep it at 180.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Next motion would be to have Hay Benefits prepare the green bar pension statements for 2017 at the cost of $1.85 a statement, and $1.85 is the same cost it's been for the past 14 years.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, at this point, the next motion would be for discussion for cost of living. If we would award a cost of living, it would be 0.3%. In essence, it would be 30 cents for every $100, and it would cost the cost to the ARC over the next 10 years would be approximately $32,000 a year addition to the ARC payment if we would award that cost of living. And 0.3% is based under the new law, and it's based on the four-state cost of living, I think Mid-Atlantic.
And how much is that back payment?
There is no back payment anymore.
They eliminated the back payment?
They eliminated the back payment. This would be, the $32,000 a year would be the cost of the 0.3% over 10 years plus the interest. So it would cost approximately $320,000 over 10 years would be added to the ARCs in those 10 years, plus if it would be decided to do additional COLAs, that would fall on top of that.
But we're still not fully funded, is that correct?
That is correct.
So we really need to get fully funded first before we improve the COLAs, correct?
No, under the law, you had to be at 80% to consider it. You must be at 80% before you award it and 80% after. In our last actuarial report, we were at 83%. So that put us over that threshold.
Can you tell me what the average would be for the employee, for the retiree?
The average monthly increase, and I'm saying average, would be about $2.86.
$2.86. That's all.
Now, take into consideration that if you have a retiree that's making $200 a month, they're going to get 60 cents a month. If you have a retiree getting $1,000 a month, they're going to get $3. They're going to get, it just works accordingly the way up. 286 is the actual average overall.
I don't think $2.86 is going to make a big difference to retirees. I do think getting to 100% funding in our pension plan, we could put that $32,000, whatever it is, towards funding the pension plan and get that up to 100%. That's where it really should be. I'll make a motion for zero COLA.
I don't think we need that, so that's a negative motion, so.
Yeah, I think it would be, the proper way would, if we wanted to, would be to make a motion to approve it and then not, or for purposes of the law, we have to at least discuss it once every 3 years. And if we don't do any motions today, we've at least discussed it, and we qualified for that first year of the 3 years.
All right, well, I'd like to speak on behalf, I was gonna wait for a motion to discuss it, but my thinking is, since we are over 80%, and it is 0.3%, and we overpaid the art
Last year.
last year by about
Correct.
800,000, or this year that we're in, yes. What better time for us to do it, even though it is a nominal amount, it's a gesture to our pensioners. It's roughly, I don't know, $32,000 a year on the ARC for the next 10 years. So this is, oftentimes, if it's a percent or 2%, this thing could be $1 million hit.
Yeah.
Rather than a $200,000 or $300,000 hit over 10 years. So I'm just thinking, though it is a nominal fee or amount, as Commissioner Litz has indicated, it may not mean a lot to everybody. I think as a gesture and as an opportunity that we have to do it, timing is good for us to do it. That's my thinking on it. But I would entertain a motion if there's other discussion. I'd accept that as well. Jamie?
Whether or not you need a motion, you have a motion at this point, so.
No.
So there wasn't a second, or?
Well, right. There wasn't a second yet, but I don't know if there was going to be a second. I guess.
Bob made the motion.
No,
No,
I was
Ellen
just
made the
discussing.
motion to.
No, there was a,
Well, she made a motion not to do, and I don't think we need a motion to that effect.
No,
If we're
I
going
think
to
it would
do-
be the motion to award would be,
Mike, do you have any comment?
I'm not disputing that you don't need one, I'm just simply saying there was one.
right.
Well, there was a motion, but there was no second.
Okay,
So,
all right, that's,
then we would need a motion to award it.
I'll make a motion to that effect.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Mike, do you have any comment, since we have a motion on?
One question, do you need to take the money out of the general fund, or do you take it out of the retirement fund?
Can't take it
No,
from
it would come out of the
retirement.
general
It'll
fund
be
as
paid
part of the
general
ARP.
fund.
Yes.
Appreciate, on behalf of the retirees, appreciate you considering it. As I stated in my letter we sent you.
Motion and a second. All in favor of the motion to approve the COLA for this year, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, we have a 3-2 vote to approve that.
As we're looking into getting the new payroll accounting type software, I am also out looking to get new pension reporting software too, and that part of that process, because our pension program currently is an in-house written program. So I'm looking at some point, I'll come back with some kind of a recommendation. And if we do get a pension software, there's something out there we can use, it can be totally paid out of the pension fund. It will not impact the general fund at all. I talked to Hay Group about that, and since that purpose of that program would be solely for the use of the retirees, it could come out of the retirement fund.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that, but I don't understand the advantage, because it would, obviously it would lower the pension fund by X number of dollars.
The advantage is the in-house written program was written by Andy.
No, I understand that
Yeah.
we need the program.
Right.
I don't understand the
Though
advantage.
taking it out of the retirement fund.
Right.
They classify that as an administrative expense, and as that, it can be considered taken out of the fund. If it turns out that there's something out there we can use, if the commissioners so choose that you want to pay it as part of the package of the upgrade, we could do that too. I mean, I'm just saying that if need be, if there wouldn't be funds available, or you wouldn't want to approve those funds, it could come out of the retirement
My
fund.
personal goal is to continue to improve the pension fund, not to make moves
Right.
that
So that
go
would
in
be
the other
fine.
direction.
I'll-
Which includes a COLA, and which includes paying software out of the pension.
So I will, as I see what's out there, I will maybe come back at some point in time with a recommendation on pension software as I talk to other counties.
My only question would be if there is an interest with Commissioner Litz to fund the pension 100%, would you reconsider the refinancing of the debt that we already have, the $22 to $23 million, to do a bond issue to cover that?
I
No,
think,
sir. What I am saying is that 32,000 could be used to help offset it. We can work our way systematically out of the deficit without having to borrow that money. It is not correct to borrow money to put into the pension fund. We should be working our way out of it, being responsible and frugal with the funds.
Very good, thank you. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. We stand adjourned. Thank you.